Hello and welcome to my Eruption of Shame. Today we have, well, I'm I'm not exactly happy about this bundle, but you might be. Don't get me wrong. It's got some good stuff in it, but it's also got a lot of stuff I already own, which means it's stuff that I probably would have gotten from bundles along the way, which isn't a fantastic thing because that means that a lot of the stuff is relatively cheap, or could have been relatively cheap, because I doubt there's anything here I would have bought at full price. Well, there is one. Pathfinder. Pathfinder is one I've backed on Kickstarter. I played and backed Kingmaker. Well, actually, no, I only played Kingmaker. I actually pulled out my backing in the last moment because I was like, I know, I ummed and ahed about it. In the end, it was fixed up and it was quite good. It did have a very broken launch, so I didn't actually mind that I didn't back Kingston. Actually, no, it wasn't that I ummed and ahed and didn't do it. It was that I literally couldn't do it. I discovered the bloody campaign after it came out, and I was like, oh no, I want to play that. Yeah, instead I had to buy it later, and I did, and it was good. Little bit janky, a little bit buggy, but, you know, not too bad. Its sequel, less different type of game than the main one, so I don't know if it's got as much, like, empire building. It may, I don't know. But it's something I've been looking forward to playing. I just haven't went down that path yet. Personally, if you like these sort of turn-based, these turn-based, these sort of things, like these strategy sort of games, like the Baldur's Gate-y sort of ones, then you'll probably quite like this. It's probably a very good headliner, especially given the price is quite high most of the time. So yeah, this is good if you don't own it already, which I do. Now, Fallout 1, it's a pretty good game, but it's also been given out for free pretty much everywhere else. So, I'm not really a big fan of Fallout 1. Actually, I am a big fan of Fallout 1, just not it being in the bundle. Okay, yes, the joke was that Fallout 76 is the main actual headliner, and I don't give a shit about Fallout 76, which is definitely true. This is a grindy multiplayer version of Fallout, and I've never once bought it. It was free once before now in Amazon Prime, where you could get it on the Microsoft Store, and I didn't claim it. I purposely went out of my way to claim it, to not claim it. As for whether I'll claim this one, I haven't decided yet. If I don't claim it, this bundle's going to be really pointless for me. But I have asked Para if she'd be willing to not play this steaming pile of until I'm ready to do a Mountain of Shame, aka I roll it, and then we can just sort of shit on it together. But meh. I'm not even going to press that button and give you this free key, purely because of the fact that I'm really close to skipping this bundle. I just don't know if I can justify losing that extra 10% discount. That's the problem. I use it so much. This is a really bad bundle for me. This is one of the only 2 new games in the bundle for me, and it's basically just single-player Gwent, which, to be quite frank, I'm totally here for. Apparently, this game also comes with The Witcher 1 for free. So, granted, you've probably already got that, but if you do activate this key, apparently, it also gives you access to The Witcher 1. So, if you consider what that is, if you've never played it or you want to play it on Steam rather than GOG, that's good. However, Witcher 1's also been free on GOG for a very, very long time, and I'm pretty sure you can still get it with Gwent, or with GOG Galaxy, I should say. So yeah, Thronebreaker, good. Other side, I own it, and I don't think I would have bought it at full price. It means it must have came out in a bundle at some point. It's like a very grim, darky XCOM sort of game. Still haven't played it, obviously, but, well, I mean, it's not a bad one if you don't already own it. I know a lot of people have been looking forward, and we're like, wow, this is really good. So that one's good for most people. Shady Pardon Me, another game I own. Might have bought this one cheaply when it was on sale on a Humble Bundle or something similar, because it's only got a $21 start price. It looks beautiful. It looks interesting. It looks emotional. And yeah, why not? Nothing wrong with that. Only downside is I already own it. So for me, it's a bit of a meh. Same with Scourgebringer. Like, it's a good looking game. I already own it though. Classic sort of like roguelitey platformer. I always love these games when I get them. It's got a beautiful art style, reasonable savings there, I suppose. Okay. That one's fine, but yeah. Now, this is a bad sign. When the other game that's new to me in the bundle, bloody horror game. So literally, by getting this bundle, I either get the bundle, lose my 10%, don't get the bundle, lose the 10%. And I think I've almost got to add Fallout 76 just so it's not a 50-50 ad for a new horror game. Because, I'm not a big fan of horror games, and I'm very much not looking forward to Phobia when that goes on my mountain. So, yeah, I think I have to claim bloody Fallout 76 just to stop me from ever playing Phobia. If I put these two games next to each other, I'll probably feel better about the fact that I have Fallout 76 on my list. So, And finally is 5 Dates. Now, this is one I actually went out of my way to purchase a while back. I haven't played it yet, obviously. But after playing Late Shift and a few of these other FMV games, I've sort of been digging the FMV resurgence a little bit. I haven't played through many of them too much. I'm still waiting to find the one that really speaks to me. But I don't really like the ones where like, let's go. Oops, I didn't realize that one wasn't full size. Oops, sorry. Let's go and let's go and investigate the past and watch a bunch of disjointed clips. Those were fine, but they weren't really my cup of tea. I would much rather stories that actually continue and go on well. So, and I can actually follow them. So the idea of a bunch of virtual dates sounds like a pretty fun time. So this one, as much as everyone's complaining about, is one I've actually been looking forward to playing. So, yay. Maybe I'll give it to a friend, of course, but I don't know. It's an interesting, if a little bit disappointing bundle for me. This bundle isn't anything great for me, but for you, Pathfinder's pretty great. Thronebreaker, Other Side. I'd even say Shady Pardon Me. And hey, 5 Dates. It's an interesting, unique one you never probably would have bought on your own unless you're like me. So, if you are not a serial game buyer, this will be a good bundle for you. But if you are, well, it's weird because of how little there's usually an overlap. Now for the more important stuff. Sort of. Now it's time for the Amazon Prime games. And as you can see, besides the games they added at the start, there's only 2 games showing. Now, the 2 games they're showing are very, very good games. Well, one of them is very good. One of them's very, very, very good. And the other one, I don't know. It's okay. But they're evening out to both being very, very good games because Morrowind is so good that the fact that we get it for free is just beautiful. Now, you might know it's already claimed. I usually don't claim these before the video, but I wasn't even sure if I was going to report on this because I'd already done a community post. The reason I have decided to report on it is because we do know what else is coming out in this month, which means I can actually tell you. So these 2 came out on the 2nd of February. The other thing is, will they only last the end of the month? Or will they last for 28, 30 days each? Because they last for 30 days each. Then the ones in the later part of the month will still be on next month. So I may not do the whole thing next month. It'll depend on what they do this month at the time. But yeah. So yeah, look, Onsen Master looks pretty fun. Hot Spring, customer management, time management, a little bit basic. It doesn't look too bad. No one's ever played it. It was only released in 2022. I'll give it a go. I'll see what it's like. That seems fine. Management games can be a little bit hit and miss, but it's got a nice art style, and I'll go for it. It's a good free pickup for me. The other one, Morrowind. If you're going to play Morrowind, I recommend 1,010% to go and find Open MW. You might be wondering why my hours are so low. That's because I bought this game long before it was on Steam and played the living shit out of that version for a very long time. I eventually came back, played it through again on Steam, and then came back and played it on OpenMW, and I don't think the OpenMW game hours actually saved on Steam. That's how much I love this game, though. This game is so good. Look past its age, and you got something amazing here. You can make the graphics better through OpenMW, and you can add some gameplay enhancements, like things like the ability to see what you have and haven't said in communication. Like it'll change the color of the text, like it would in a modern RPG. You can add shaders. You can add any mod you wish, and they will all work. This is by far the best game in the Elder Scrolls series. Is the most complex, the most interesting, the most diverse. And every other game from that point, has been trying to recapture it make it easier. Best content in Oblivion, Shivering Isles. It was the Morrowind expansion pack. Best content in Skyrim, Dragonborn. Once again, the Morrowind content pack. So, really, get this brilliant game if you don't already have it. Some people are turned away by some of the mechanics, such as how it's very hard to hit things. This is often caused by the fact that the only weapon you find in a tutorial is a dagger, and most people don't choose daggers as their specialization, short blades. They choose long blades. They think, oh, a dagger and long blade, pretty close together. But no, you are basically picking up the worst possible weapon. The worst possible weapon for your character. You got 9 points in it, and you're hitting something in the sky and expecting to land it. I guarantee you, if you tried to hit a hummingbird or a bird in the sky with a knife and had no skill, if you did have skill, it'd be a pretty hard ask. Don't hurt birds, though. So, yeah. You can also spend a lot of time just inside Morrowind's towns and just doing quests around the towns to level up and get more powerful and buy training and skills you don't know. And that's a really easy way of it's kind of realistic to me too. Like would I really want to jump straight out into the open world if I could not for a little bit? So, the only other downside is if you really like map markers, not in this game. You will get very detailed descriptions in your journal, and for the most part, that'll be enough. But if it's not, you can also look on the fairly distinctly detailed wikis and places you can find online. So, I love this game so much, and you should too. If you've never played Morrowind, play it. Now, this next game is coming out on February 9th. Both of these next games are Aerial Knights Never Leave. Hey, it says it's a runner. It's a musical runner. Looks hard, but also looks kind of fun. So, once again, another strong pickup from Amazon Games. DKO. This one was given out for free recently already, and I'm not really sure what to think about it. It's mainly multiplayer, from what I can gather, and it's less exciting. But, still better than half the stuff in the Humble Bundle. Next one is One Hand Clapping, another vocal game, but this one says actually is based by using your microphone, which honestly just sounds really interesting because there was one game Before Your Eyes where it was basically using your webcam and you had to blink, you had to physically blink to continue the storyline, and that was great. The idea that I have one where I have to is like, that's fun. That's good. I'm very much looking forward to that when it comes out. It's coming out on February 16th, along with our next game. And next game is Bats, a fast, frantic action arcade extravaganza with tons of guns and gallons of blood. I have no idea what this is, but I'm here for it. Once again, it's giving me vibes of Halloween Harry in a sort of way. A little bit of Duke Nukem vibes. Old school side-scrolling shooters. Unfortunately, I'm probably going to suck at it, but sounds good. The final release games are coming out on the 23rd, and it's actually quite a good one. First one is Space Crew. Now, Space Crew is very similar to the game Bomber Crew, where you have a ship, or in this case, or in that case, a plane. This case, a ship, and essentially you have to manage it, similar to what you do in FTL. I have watched a friend of mine, Rice, play it. He's nice, and it looked really good. He actually bought it for me, so I still haven't played it, and now it's been given out in Humble Bundle. I feel kind of bad about that, but I did say at the time, like, I kind of got to put it on my mountain, because, like... Anyway, the point is, the base game, Bomber Crew, that's pretty great. Space Crew, never going to say no to it. It's just great. Good, looks good to me. It does get harder over time and such. It's got good progression in it. It just should be good. Next game for the 23rd is Touche. This is one I actually have on my wish list, as you can see, although it probably will come off from it. Now I'm getting it for free. But yeah, charming hand-drawn action game with roguelike elements. I mean, it sounds like exactly what I want in life. And for some reason, it's got a bunch of things like Hat Kid in it, and I don't know why. Like, it feels like one of those... There was another game I played which had a bunch of like indie characters in it, and I was just like, this is fun but weird. This one looks fun and cool, so I'm in on Touche, whatever it is. And finally, Space Organ, Warlord Organ Trading Simulator, another one. It's been on my wish list for a while, never drops in price, and yeah, it just looks good, if a little bit weird. It says it's a horror market tycoon, but I don't see how that could scare me. I think it just sounds very fun. So this is good. This is good. Honestly, the Prime Gaming layout for February 2023 looks really good. Now, I will still put these, because they seem to be linking up for Thursdays, just like Epic Games. I will be posting these in the community post alongside the Epic Games on when they come out. So keep a track of my community postings alongside the owls and other things I post. There will also then be that as well. Oh yes, I forgot something else I meant to add to the end of this. Okay, there's still more I'm going to add at the end of this. Okay, sorry. There are some other things I do want to talk about though, such as the Platinum Collection. Now, as you see, I'm going to be buying this. I haven't bought it yet. I just put the things in my cart. I haven't actually bought it yet, but this bundle actually looks really quite good. Really quite good. Now, the Council, you can actually get the first episode for free on Steam and use that to decide if you want it. Now, I would have added it, but the rest of the game sounded too interesting to me. I'm not going to go over this in too much detail, but there's definitely some good things here. Like, I don't know, the Fallout Classic Collection. Like, honestly, they could have included that in the Humble Bundle, and people probably would be a lot more happy. Fallout 1, 2, and Tactics. Fallout 3 as well. Once again, kind of common to bundles at the moment, but still. This one's like this one looks like it's like some sort of like this one looks like some sort of like a simulator of making a aquarium or something. This is a bunch of really interesting things here, just random stuff. Spirit of the Island was obviously included in the Humble Bundle recently, but apart from that, Ultrudergrad. Yeah, Atom RPG. That one's also quite good. So it's not a bad bundle. I'm not going to go over it in any real detail though. Same with the strategy bundle, another one I'm going to buy. This one's a lot cheaper. Actually no, which one's cheaper? Yes, that one is a lot cheaper. And essentially, yeah, it was okay. Beholder 3 is probably the main reason I want to buy it. Everything else is sort of just there for along for the ride. And then Play As You Go bundle, I already... Actually, no, I think I skipped this one because I own most of it, but it looks pretty good too. Lacuna, Lawn Mowing Simulator, if you missed that one in the Humble bundle a few months back. Yeah, okay. Then we do have some Humble bundles as well. We have Survival Instinct. Now, this one I did also buy because I had Star Sand and Volcanoids on my wish list already. Didn't really care for Scum. I think I already owned it. Gave it away to a friend. Gave it to Power, I think. State of Decay 2, obviously, fine with that. Long Dark, I think I already owned it. Gave it to someone else. Chernobyl horror. Bad. Simple Life, another one I bought, even though I owned half the games already. Gave it to a new gamer who hadn't had very many games in their library. Like, they have, like, not many at all. How many do they have now? I have to check. Yeah, so someone who's just starting gaming. And I was like, well, you know what? I may already own most of these games, but you can have them. Because you can have the games I don't have already. As obviously I did want the half I did need, but yeah. Oh, can I find them on my list? Oh god, it's such a long list. I'm having a hard time finding them on my list. I have a very quite long list at this point. 100 people, I think. Where's something we can go to through there. And then one friend in common. There they are. Yeah, they literally only have 20 games. So I was like, you can take Mara, you can take Townscaper, you can take Yonder, which is really bad because Para just gave me Yonder as a present and I could have gotten it for free if or including this bundle if I had just waited a little bit of time. But that's okay. Para didn't seem to mind, so it's fine. It's guess the thought that counts. And that thought was lovely. Fighting Farmers, another one that I did buy and gave away the bonus. Actually, no, I didn't buy it. Wait. Yeah, I did buy this one. Gave away the bonuses. Which means Para now owns Relegend. So I'm going to see if I can convince her to come join us for a stream at some point. So that's fun. Bloop. And finally, celebrating Black creators and characters. I and ahed about this bundle. I didn't know if I was going to grab it or not. A lot of these games looked okay, but not fantastic. But I really wanted an airport for aliens currently run by dogs. I know that's probably not what you expected to be the linchpin for me on this bundle, but I really quite wanted to try that game. The name, the screenshots, everything just looks weird as hell, and I'm here for it. Everything else, when I look back at it, like the Shaq Fu one, looked actually really quite interesting. Comedy, sort of fiery thingy, but yeah. I think the only one I didn't own or did own already was Mafia, which I gave to a friend. So there's that. And finally, second to last, because this is one more thing I need to do. This video is going a lot longer than I was expecting it would, but that's okay. For a game, since I couldn't really show you off all the Amazon things in great detail. There's some Kickstarter games, and I know, I've tried doing Kickstarter stuff before, but I really like Kickstarter, and I'm backing a lot of games this month, and I want to show you. First of all, I would like to point out that I basically I'd like to point out that I love this game. I love Geneforge 2, and the fact it's getting a remaster is fantastic. Geneforge 2 is a game that's a remake of a very old school game, RPG based. Basically, you play as a shaper or something else, they're basically these people who can raise animals or creatures from basically magical powers. And they go from the very basic creatures, like ones that they just use as like pets and military fodder, to actually quite intelligent humanoids called serviles. And it's really interesting of a world, and there's so much freedom on what you can do in terms of like which ending you reach when you kill things, what has a reactive effect. And I'm really looking forward to this Kickstarter. It apparently launches later today in US time, so sometime tomorrow my time. And I'm totally going to back it. Games I am already backing include Mika and the Witch's Mountain, Delivery Service Adventure, Sword of the Skies. It just looks cute. I'm not going to lie. It just looks cute. And I backed a couple of games from this bunch, or this bunch, but I backed a few games in this sort of a style before. It just really gives me like Hat in Time vibes, very much so. So might as well watch the trailer. How's that music? Ooh, frog chair. Honestly, the game just looks beautiful. The music is beautiful and just looks lovely. Didn't back it for too much, obviously. You can even see that. But, you know, sometimes it's important just to be there. Yeah, so I backed a few games, I think, by these guys. Because I know this is like the third, I think they I forget what else they did now, to be honest. But they were one of the ones that was like, hey, we're doing another pledge. We've got a friend pledge. And I was like, okay, I'll do it. So yeah. Another one I didn't back for too much, but it was a dungeon crawling city builder. Its graphics look a little bit worse than I would like. But I can't say no to dungeon building. Oops, excuse me. Okay, you don't want to. Oh, there you go. Sorry. So if it's just this, that would be enough for most people, but the fact you can then also build your own city, I had to get it, even if just for a cheaper level. I don't have enough money to be spent throwing around too much at the moment, but reconstruct the Raven City, and that's where I wish the graphics would improve a little bit, but nah. So yeah, it just looks good. So backing that. Now keep in mind, this is just my placeholder pledge. I may up any of these pledges later. So yeah. Roots of Yggdrasil, another one, a city builder. Once again, how could I not? Once again, all these links, well, I didn't say this, but all these links will be in the bottom description of all the Kickstarter ones.
Once. Or so the stories say. None of us remember what life was like before Ragnarok. The War of the Gods destroyed everything. The world tree shattered, tearing the realms apart. And from that ruin, the endless void Ginnungagap returned and swallowed everything that remained.
Nom 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 nom.
But here, against all odds, we're shielded from its hunger. We're free to live, to grow strong and thrive under the protection of the World Tree's sapling. But have you ever wondered if there's more out there than this little haven? What if other shards of the World Tree survived? What if we're not the only ones left? What if it's up to us to put our lost world back together again?
Roots of Yggdrasil is a roguelike strategy city builder.
So yeah, it said all the things I needed it to say. So yeah. Another game. Now this one I backed more just because I wanted to have a name in the Wandering Nobles pool. I might even raise it more if it's looking like it's having a hard time reaching its goal. But I mean, its graphic style is a little bit take it or leave it. But if it's even remotely like a game like Pharaoh, which is also coming out shortly, I'll be very happy. Animations like that of them doing their jobs, I love those in these sort of games. That was probably what pushed me over the line, being like, yeah, I'm definitely backing this. I love when they put lovely little work into animations. What I really do hope is that they have, when you click on the people walking around the streets, they actually talk to you as well. That is something that's very nice. Alright. So yay. Then there's Occupy Mars, which I'm sure you've already seen before because it pops up all the time, but turns out it's currently on a Kickstarter as well. So I decided I'd back it. I saw its trailer a while back, so I don't think I bothered watching their Kickstarter trailer. I just backed it because it was on my wishlist already on Steam. But you know what I feel about Mars and space and everything, so this was a no-brainer for me. So there's that. And finally, Aether Wizard Life, magical farm sim with action adventure. Another one which, quite frankly, you know, it's saying all the right words. Not really a big fan of this sort of side-on view, but I've played some games I really liked that view, so I'm not gonna hold against it. So yeah, those are all the games that I've backed. I won't show these off every month, just that I had a lot. Now, there is one final thing I need to include here, so I just need to go and set that up, which won't take any time for you, because I completely forgot I had to mention it, but I do have to mention it. Alright, hello again. So, on Friday, there is a new Stellaris short series coming. I originally was planning on doing only one episode, but that didn't happen. So it's three episodes, and I said I would be doing the mod list, which I did use for it, And so you see the order and the mod list here. Not going to be paying too much for mine to what's been included. I will obviously mention them, but I'll try and not say okay. I'll just say what the reason is. I want to build something very big. So nothing really new here in this first section here. So this is all stuff I've played with before. So is all this. So why am I playing it again, you might ask? Like, there's a bunch of things I've already actually played through before. Why would I need to play it again? Well, there were a few things that I wanted to try out. And the main one, where is it? I see it here. This one was Hyper-Traversal Manipulation 2. They released newish version of Hyper-Traversal, which no longer requires a ship, and it's actually really easy to. Well, it does require a ship. No longer requires a mega structure to be built. It's uses the same stuff as the Crisis system, which is quite fun. But that's not the reason. Powerful late game habitats. I did find that after my major previous run, hadn't had a chance to play with it. Definitely play over here, but that's not what I'm looking for. I did install and see a lot of the Crisises from the Crisis Jam, so nothing wrong with that either. But this is what I really wanted. The Gargantuan Quasarcraft. So, if you want to see what the Gargantuan Quasarcraft even means, and it's quite fun, let me tell you. Remember to tune in on Friday for the next 3 weeks. Solaris may or may not come. Not Solaris. Satisfactory may or may not come back. It depends on whether I can get Shadow and Para to play a little bit more. There is still an episode left, I think. Oh no, there isn't. No, there isn't. So I need to record. I need to record more at this point. We need to finish off that bloody titanium stuff. The aluminium production line is what we've got to do. So yes, and that's really all I wanted to talk about in today's Eruption of Shame. I say all as if it wasn't a a big long one already, which it definitely was. In review, Humble Bundle, it's a good bundle, but not for me. Amazon Prime, fantastic, but you got to pay attention to it all month, so keep watching those community tabs. The various bundles out at the moment, pretty good, both from Fanatical and from Humble. And Kickstarter, a wallet-destroying number of games that were worth backing. So, thank you. If you liked anything or wish to have comments, make a comment on anything we talked about today, please don't hesitate to leave one in the description down below. This video took a lot longer than I was expecting. In terms of 37 minutes, I thought this one would take a lot less time today. We tried to go as quickly as possible. But I'll see you all next time. I'll try and put the various things in the description, the links to Kickstarters and such, and that should help out as well. They may not come until later though. I've still got to do a short edit and upload this and then get to work, and I want to have it uploading before I go to work, so I got to stop this. Thank you for joining me today. This has been my Eruption of Shame. I'll see you next month, and goodbye.